I let my kid drop an art class yesterday.
What?
Art? Yes.
Ready? Good? Good morning. This is the Richland County Board of Commissioners on Tuesday, January 11th. We are now in session. In the boardroom this morning is Commissioner Darrell Banks, Commissioner Cliff Mears, myself, Tony Vero, County Administrator Andrew Keller, Commissioner Clerk Stacy Kroll, Youth and Family Council Director Teresa Alt, and anyone that happens to be in media land, which is
Carl and Al.
Carl and Al, the usual cast of characters, or should we say Laurel and Hardy? I don't know. They kind of look like them, don't they, a little bit? So a little bit, huh?
Really?
So, or Thelma and Louise. We could go all day with this. Laverne and Shirley. I mean, whatever.
Okay, and mask with that mask, Tony, you look like Tony Viral.
That's pretty weak, Al. Stick to the pen. Stick to the pen. Leave the comedy to the Italians, please.
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy are happy to cover the Three Stooges.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I knew
you.
that was coming.
At least no one's Shemp. Okay, Teresa, talk to us about additional workforce development funds for business services.
Yes, so Area 10 had applied for Business Resource Network funds from the Office of Workforce Development with Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. And 4 local organizations requested funds from Area 10. Area 10 requested funds from the state. We were awarded $70,643.40 for North End Community Improvement Collaborative for business outreach for minority, veteran-owned, and women-owned businesses. $25,500 for Catholic Charities for the 3E project to recruit new businesses to help with case management for low-income workers. $65,528.19 for Crawford Partnership to continue business outreach in Crawford County in connection to the OMJ Center, and the Richland Area Chamber to continue work with Clint and Jody on business outreach. There's some new activities that Clint is working on. And this is for 18 months. So it goes through June 30th of 23.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
It's signed.
Daryl has a resolution.
The way to get
Teresa,
Yes.
could you, my pen or my fingers don't keep up very well when people speak. Could you email us a copy of what you just went over?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I don't have to, but I can. If you want to.
I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Always,
you.
always wonderful to see you, Ms. Alt.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, let's move on to our regular daily business here. Motion to approve the record of proceedings from December 29th, 2021, January 4th, 2022, and January 6th, 2022.
So move.
Who wants it?
I'll second it.
Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes. Okay. Motion to approve the annual public defender contract with the city of Mansfield. And reviewing this contract, as complimentary to Mr. Keller, I said there was no possible way Andrew Keller drafted this contract. You did not, is that correct?
That's been around a long time.
Right, because it really isn't easy to follow. But nonetheless, it simply details what we do every year in terms of how the money flows with the representation of indigent defendants at the city. Motion, looking for motion here.
Okay, I've got a comment here, or it could be a question. In the 4th paragraph, it has city ordinance number 21 dash, and it doesn't have the number. I actually had that ordinance since 266. Did you already have
They
that?
always leave that blank because ordinances can change, and so that way you write it in as to what it is.
So we can write it in since the ordinance is attached.
Okay.
Fine. Second.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve the Subco 2022 Wellness Grant. It designates how utilize the money sent to us, from Subco. Any questions?
Rachel had put in there, if you wanted part of that to go to her salary, I assume.
We didn't last year. We did the administrative fee and then it just went to programming, which is what we should use it for.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
There is a motion.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to authorize our county engineer, Adam Gove, to join the County Engineers Association and the ARTBA. Rumor has it you must be able to operate a protractor and a TI-82 for membership.
So moved.
Are we sure you can?
No.
I think so. Get second.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Okay, it's Adam Gove Day, so I'll ask for a motion to authorize the engineer to utilize stormwater management practices in 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
All right. Next, I'll ask for a motion to authorize our county engineer to utilize force account labor in 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay, that's enough of our house cleaning items. Are there any questions from Laverne and Shirley and Media Land?
If we could jump back to the public defender contract, is there any change at all in the contract with the city?
None.
And what is the cost of that particular contract? What does the county end up paying for this? Or does the
Well,
city pay for it?
it's money that flows from the state to us and to the city or Carl. Again, as you know, you're entitled to legal representation. As of now, the state is reimbursing the county at 100%. We're hoping it stays that way. So it's not necessarily a cost, meaning, I guess it's a cost to the state and then to the county. But all it does is detail the flow of monies between the city and county and how they're reimbursed.
A dollar amount of the
No,
contract.
there's not. Because it varies based on how many defendants you have in a given year.
Right, and I know it was of interest a year or so ago, 18 months ago, about what was being paid for attorneys for indigent clients. What has anything, you said now the state's paying 100% of that, or?
Yeah, so we're gonna be reviewing that again, as we had mentioned to the lawyer, the local bar last time. We wanted to wait and see until reimbursement would get to 100%, and if you recall, they cut it actually. Or they didn't move up to that 100% level, as we said could happen. So now that we're at the 100% level, you'll probably see in the next month or so a discussion on potential increase in indigent defense fees.
And without going back to look, have those changed since the last time we all wrote about it?
Say that again. I'm not following, Carl.
I'll go back and look at the stories that we all did at the time, but has that changed since this was last an issue?
No, and that's what we're gonna look at. That's what we'll discuss.
And it's not part of the agenda today, but it's something I'm checking on. Do you know, and maybe you guys aren't the folks to speak to this, but in terms of absenteeism among county employees due to COVID, flu, et cetera, has there been any increase, and any thoughts about how to address that if it has been happening?
In terms of,
In terms of doing what was done within the last couple of years, remote working again, staying home, and just general things to allow operations to continue while you might have increased numbers of staff out with illness?
I think with the revised CDC guidelines, we're not inclined to go remote at this time. Obviously, remote is an option, should an individual need to work from home. But with the revised CDC guidelines, and again, Daryl and Cliff can chime in here, and I hope they do. We don't have any intentions at this time to go remote with our staff. Daryl and Cliff, you guys want to?
To add to that, I agree. That's, proceed as we are.
I think that's what we're going to do at this point in time. And I think, Carl, part of your question was, have we seen an increase? And I can't officially say that I've looked over to see how many's absent, but we've certainly had our share of cases.
That's all I had. Thanks.
Al?
No questions.
Okay. Oh, we have Shirley Newman on the agenda at 10 o'clock. We will recess in the meantime.
That's a,
Let me start rolling. Now you can say that again.
Oh, I tell them that all the time.
I have bad facial expression. I really am able to communicate exactly what I'm thinking by my face. So I'm being really sweet.
You don't play poker.
I'm
Right.
not good at it. No, stop already. Get out. Ugh. Oh, so yeah. I'm thrilled. We're gonna,
Wait.
Okay, it is 10 a.m. and the commissioners are now back in session. We are joined by Charlene Newman, who is our Director of Job and Family Services. And at this time, I'll ask for a motion to go into executive session for the hiring of a public employee,
So moved.
Second.
Compensation at the same time.
compensation, excuse me.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
so.
Wait a second.
Do I get a choice? Of course.
All right. We are back in session at 10:16. Mr. Kales informed us that he has a grueling interrogation for Ms. Newman, but let's handle our housekeeping first. At this time, I'm going to ask a motion that we hire 6 people at our Job and Family Services Department, and I'll go over them individually for the record and for the media. This time, I'll ask for a motion that we hire Valerie Catchings, a unit support worker, at a starting rate of $15.58, effective February 3rd, 2022. I'll ask, include in that motion, we also hire Brittany Folks, also a unit support worker at $15.45, effective February 3rd, 2022. Then moving on, that we hire Alexis Sandifer. We won't ding her for being related to Mr. Sandifer, who works for Judge Robinson. Let's hope she's better looking and smarter than he is. She'll be a unit support worker 2 at $15.32, also starting February 3rd, 2022. Those 3 individuals will have a probationary period of 4 months. The next individual is Misty Barker. She would be hired for an eligibility referral specialist 2 at $17.51, also effective February 3rd at a probation of 9 months. Then we are seeking to hire Valerie Norris, eligibility referral specialist 2 at $17.66, effective February 17th, 2022, with a probationary period of 9 months. And finally, Ms. Allie Poles, eligibility referral specialist 2 at a starting rate of $17.82 per hour, effective February 17th, 2022, also at a probationary period of 9 months. Well, who's making the motion?
I thought that was the motion.
No, I'm asking for that.
So
motion.
moved.
And I'll second.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Okay, and last but not least, we have Teresa Alt. We didn't forget about her as part of the 2022 compensation schedule. Ms. Alt actually works for Youth and Family Council, so it's a little bit of different process. There had to be some additional hoops to go through. So at this time, I'm asking for a motion to give Ms. Alt a lump sum payment of 3.5% off of her base salary, effective with the next effective pay period, ending January 19th, payable January 28th, 2022.
I will make that motion with just a little note that this young lady has brought us in over $500,000 in new grants this year. So
Outstanding.
Second that.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
yes,
Okay, Greg.
So Charlene, is this rare to be hiring 6 caseworkers and management staff at one time?
We at JFS have been struggling with staffing levels for a number of years, so we're always looking for caseworker positions. We run a call center at JFS, so we have had turnover, we've had retirement, so really it is not unusual to have a group to the commissioners. We usually hire about every 4 or 5 months.
And just talk about, obviously, in the pandemic world and going through this, I'm sure maybe calls for support or services and those types of things are up. So this is probably a critical need to have these folks working for you.
Right. We take calls for 6 other counties. The number of calls are up over 40%. Most of the applications, most of the calls that we receive is for Medicaid. And of course, along with Medicaid, families are usually eligible for food assistance. So over the pandemic, calls have been up over 40%. So we've been struggling with keeping up. Our call center wait time is affected by the staffing levels. So we're thrilled to be able to hire 6 more people. Good. Thank you.
Any questions out there, media land and Zoom world?
Yeah, Charlene, does this bring you up to full staff or you're still short?
Still short.
About how many?
I could hire another 6. The challenge we have is we can't handle that many in training because we've got various levels of training and I only have 2 trainers. So if I could have brought up 12 today, I would have. But again, we're not getting the number of applications that we always hope for. We are paying at a very, I think, a decent compensation rate at starting at 18. It depends upon whether they have a degree or not, how much they make. We've got a wonderful compensation package. We are struggling, however, getting a number of applicants.
You
Any idea
interested,
what-
Al?
Al-
You interested?
Hey, I'm at that retirement age. I'm not interested in adding any more work.
So was I, Al, so was I.
Yeah, look at Cliff.
Well,
Al-
let's put it this way, Tony, you're enough for me to handle as it is.
Now you sound like my wife.
Al, we have enough dollars to double that request today. I could hire between 6 and 10 more and still have a budget. So it's a matter of not being able to find people.
Any idea why? I mean,
You want a phone call to DC, Al, or what? I think that's the $1 million question.
I mean,
I-
is it just like
Here-
the current job market or?
Well, certainly the current job market, but I think many of our social service agencies are stealing from one another. And I think that creates, Nikki Harless over at Children's Services, she has openings. I think people are job hopping in the social service arena. I see those applicants, so I know, but I don't have any other answer other than the current job market.
And by stealing, Al, we are a public office. We mean legal, good-natured stealing, by the way, for those listening.
I don't know how good natured
Not
it is,
no
but
criminal stealing.
yeah, right.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I got, Al, on that.
Charlie, maybe is it
Okay.
I'll just say garden variety jobs. You go through a drive-through someplace and you see hiring up to, 13, 16. And I imagine doing social work and those types of things are a little bit of stressful situations. So people think, oh, maybe if I can make this money here.
Sure. Again, we're pretty competitive. New Hope, Children's Services, JFS, Juvie Court, the probation officers, they're about at the same level. The difference is degrees. And in my call center environment, I don't necessarily need a degree. I need somebody that has dealt with the public, can be nice, et cetera. And I see a lot of those applicants, but I don't see a lot of applicants for the caseworker position, which means they really do need a degree. And possibly, I do know New Hope, I do know Children's Services, they require bachelor's degrees. So, it depends upon the skill set and what they've got.
And have you always received calls for a 6-county area? Is that new?
5 years. We've been a regional call center for 5 years. All 88 counties have a regional call center. Only 10 counties in the state are not involved in a regional call center. And that's been going on ever since this governor has changed the way you access eligibility. So it's web-based now. So you don't have to come into the office. You can go on the web, you can call us, and we can determine eligibility off on the phone. And that's been going on for over 5 years. Anything else?
Anything else, you guys?
See you, Al.
No, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
We will adjourn at 10:25.
Thank you.
Charlie, and I may be walking